In Overwatch 2, there are two types of damage dealers, hitscans and projectiles. At the minute, hitscan heroes are very meta because of their high damage output without having to be able to be stupidly good at aiming. Heroes like Ashe and Illari can 2-tap crit enemies with 200 health, and they're more likely to hit these headshots because of how lenient playing hitscan is. Now, what's better than firing just one bullet at a time? Firing many bullets. And who's a hitscan that fires many bullets? The gay granddaddy himself, Soldier76. He's a super popular pick for both newer and veteran players alike because of how good he is. Not only can he deal a lot of damage, but he can heal himself too, encouraging the player to make some crazy plays because of his survivability. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get these crazy plays by using your abilities to your advantage, and by telling you the type of playstyle to have as him. But first, I'm going to ask you to subscribe and leave a like on this video, as I want to continue making Overwatch 2 related content that's not only entertaining, but educational too. First things first. Kit breakdown. His gun is a high damaging assault rifle with 30 bullets. Now, this has a bit of recoil, but it's pretty easy to control. His abilities are sprint, which is pretty obvious what it does. It lets you sprint instead of having to walk, which is super handy for positioning. Biotic Field, which is an AoE field that heals both you and your teammates if they stand in it, temporarily turning you into Lucio. And Helix Rockets, which is where you fire a volley of high damaging explosive rockets. This is a great ability because it allows you to easily finish off enemies that are low health, even when they're around corners because it's an AoE explosive. Which brings me on to my first tip on learning how to play Soldier, and that's to use your Helix Rockets to secure final blows. It's better to use this ability when your enemies are falling back on low health because it does so much damage, especially when your enemies are running around a corner. Like I said before, it's an AoE explosive, meaning it doesn't have to directly hit an enemy to deal a bunch of damage to them. So with the right positioning, you can kill enemies that are behind walls or corners. My second tip on learning how to play Soldier is to position yourself by using your sprint. Sprint is a great ability. Not only does it allow you to get to point quicker than anyone else, but it allows you to run away quicker than anyone else too. With Soldier, creating the off angle is the best thing to do, because you can secure kills a lot faster when your enemies are distracted by the rest of your team. And if you get into trouble because you've overextended, you have two options. Sprint back to your team to get healed up, or use your Biotic Field to heal yourself and stay in the fight. If you have Pfizer, your ult, coming in from the flank is going to be the best thing to do because it allows your team to move up and sandwich the enemies between you and them, creating space for your team to play in and potentially win the match. Which actually brings me on to my third tip on learning how to play Soldier, and that's to Visor when you know it's safe to do so and that you can get value out of it. There's no point of using it when you're in the front line because you'll probably just die and waste it completely. The best thing to do is use it when you know you're in a safe place and can position yourself somewhere where you can get the most value out of it. This could be on the high ground in a window where you can fall back or hide behind a wall if you need to, or on the flank where the enemy won't be paying attention to you so you can catch them off guard and secure kills really easily. Remember, Helix Rockets don't get aim assist, so you're still going to need to aim with those. But that's fine, they're honestly not that hard to use. My fourth and final tip on learning how to play Soldier is to only use your Biotic Field as and when you need to. You don't need to use it when you're full health or before you've engaged in a fight. If you're with your supports, they can heal you. I know that in ranks like Silver and Gold that the game feels like a 1v5 because you have to carry to get out of that rank, but your supports are there to, support you. If you're going in and playing more aggressive without the rest of your team, that's when you're going to want to use Biotic Field to heal yourself up and stay in fights longer, securing the easier kills on the backline to make sure the fight up front is easier for the rest of your team. Yes, as Soldier you can melt tanks because of your damage output, but getting kills on the enemy DPS and supports is going to be much more valuable in the grand scheme of things. And that just about does it for my guide on learning how to play Soldier. Overall, he really isn't too difficult to play. It's just remembering some very simple things and knowing when you should use your abilities to secure kills and keep yourself in the fight for as long as possible. He's super strong at the minute due to a buff that he got last season, making him a viable pick in every rank. You're going to get value out of him in both high and low elo matches because of how much damage output and survivability he has, so there's no excuse to not play him unless you're counterpicking someone like Zarya. In that case, I'll let you off, but you could still probably take her on as Soldier too. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Once again, I'm going to ask you to like this video, as it lets me know that you find these videos not only to be helpful, but entertaining. Let me know if you have any requests for other heroes in the comments below, and subscribe so you don't miss that guide when it comes out. There are some heroes that I probably won't be able to make a guide on, simply because I don't play them enough. But there are many more heroes on the list that I can make guides on than I can't make guides on. Finally, have a nice day or night if you're watching this at night, and make sure to check out my other videos. Not only will I appreciate it, but you might too.